Landlord sued his contractor for $47K. She left with his money. A landlord walked into court asking for $47,000. He walked out with nothing, and the contractor he accused of ruining his property, she walked out with a check. The landlord owned a 6-unit apartment building in a mid-sized city, the kind of building that had been in his family for 2 decades, kept afloat through careful maintenance and long-term tenants. In the spring of one recent year, a tenant in Unit 4 filed a formal noise complaint with the city, citing excessive vibration and a persistent rattling sound coming from the walls whenever the building's HVAC system cycled on. The landlord, eager to avoid a housing inspection, hired a local contractor, a woman who had operated her own small renovation business for 11 years, to diagnose and fix the problem. They agreed on a scope of work: insulate the ductwork, reseal the plenum connections, and replace 2 aging air handlers. The written estimate came to $14,200. The contractor completed the work over 5 days in late April. 2 months later, the rattling was back. Worse, according to the tenant in Unit 4, and now audible in Units 3 and 5 as well. The landlord called the contractor back. She came out twice, made adjustments, and declared the system sound. By August, the city had issued a formal notice of violation, not for noise, but for improper ductwork modification. Someone had disconnected a secondary return duct and failed to reconnect it, creating a pressure imbalance that was slowly stressing the entire HVAC trunk line. The repair estimate from a second contractor came in at $47,000. The landlord stopped returning the first contractor's calls and filed suit. In court, the landlord's case was straightforward and emotionally charged. He brought photographs, discolored ceiling panels, a warped duct collar, city paperwork stamped with words like substandard and non-compliant. He testified that he had trusted this contractor based on a personal referral, that she had presented herself as experienced in commercial HVAC work, and that her negligence had now jeopardized his relationship with tenants, his standing with the city, and his ability to sell the building if he ever chose to. He wanted $47,000 in repair costs, plus $3,800 in lost rental income from a tenant who had broken their lease over the ongoing disruption. His voice, recorded in court transcripts, was steady but tight, a man who felt genuinely betrayed. The contractor's defense was quieter but meticulous. She brought her own documentation: the original signed work order, time-stamped photographs taken before and after each phase of her installation, and a copy of the city's mechanical code with specific sections highlighted. Her attorney argued that the disconnected return duct had not been part of her contracted scope of work. More importantly, she testified that she had flagged the disconnected duct to the landlord on day 2 of the job in writing via a text message and recommended it be addressed as a separate work order. She said he had told her to leave it. He had denied this. Then came the text message. The contractor's attorney submitted a screenshot from her client's phone, date and time stamped from mid-April, in which the contractor had written clearly and in plain language, "There's a secondary return that's been disconnected. Not in our scope, but it needs to be fixed or it'll cause pressure issues downstream. Want me to add it?" The landlord's reply, sent 4 minutes later, read, "Leave it for now. Just finish what we agreed on." The landlord's attorney argued the message was taken out of context. The judge did not appear to agree. The ruling came down 11 weeks after the initial filing. The landlord's claim for $47,000 was dismissed in full. The court found that the contractor had fulfilled her contracted scope of work and had made a documented, reasonable effort to warn the landlord of an adjacent hazard. Furthermore, the judge awarded the contractor $8,600 in unpaid invoices, 2 supplemental charges the landlord had refused to honor after the dispute began, plus $2,200 in legal fees. The landlord appealed. The appeal was denied 4 months later on procedural grounds. The disconnected duct was eventually repaired by a third contractor. The tenant in Unit 4 moved out anyway. The contractor, for her part, said in a statement that she felt relieved but not vindicated. She had lost 2 months of work managing the dispute. The landlord, meanwhile, still owns the building. Here's the question that lingers. If you warn someone about a danger, document it clearly and they tell you to leave it. When something goes wrong, who really owns the consequence? And at what point does a paper trail stop being a backup plan and start being the only thing standing between you and someone else's mistake?